We're recording this. Last meeting we have discussed the determination of the reaction rates, given yung rate ng disappearance or appearance ng particular chemical species sa reaction. 'Di ba? Tandaan niyo pa 'yon? Yung 1 over A times dCA dt is equals to 1 over B times dCB dt. Tandaan niyo pa 'yon? So, pag reactants may negative lang, and then pag products positive. So, yun yung topic natin last time, So, today, I'm planning to discuss yung determination ng order ng reaction. Tapos after that, we're going to discuss first order reactions. Sabi ko nga sa inyo, sa board exam, sa first day, yung first day kasi chemistry, chemical and physical principles, chemistry and physical principles. Sa first day, usually limang question, paborito yan ni Ma'am Bulaang, 5 question yung first order. So, iba-iba lang problems. Dapat master niyo talaga yung first order. At actually madali lang naman, you just need to remember some basic equation. Yun na. Pwede kayo mag-ship solve, pwede kayo mag-LN, kung anong mas convenient sa inyo. So let's take a look at the PowerPoint. Let me share the PowerPoint. Galawin niyo na lang yung camera para hindi matakpan yung PowerPoint. Muna nakasagot sa PowerPoint. Okay, so this is our expected learning outcome. You need to solve the rate constant and the order of reaction. So yung order ng reaction, 'di ba? Ang kung natatandaan niyo kung nakuha niyo na sa chemistry, either in senior high or in earlier chemistry dito sa MCL. 'Di ba ang rate ng reaction is equals to rate constant, that's your K, times the concentration, tapos raised to a certain number or to a certain power. So yun yung order of reaction. So yun yung i-determine natin, pati yung rate constant natin. Using the method of initial rates. So merong given na rate ng reaction, at a particular concentration, initial concentration ng reactant. Okay? Probably na-encounter nyo na rin to, parang review din lang. Pero sabi ko nga kasi sa inyo, yung mga ganitong simple lang yung lumalabas sa boards natin, especially sa first day. Yung mga CSTR, PFR, yung talagang proper ng chemical reaction engineering, hindi kasi malinaw kung saan siya nakasama. Kaya siguro madalang siyang lumabas. Pero actually, napakagandang course nito. Kasi yung second day, yung chemical engineering, unit option, tsaka thermodynamics, tsaka Chicalc. So, siguro nadadamihan na si Sir Mijares, kaya madalas nakakalimutan yung chemical reaction engineering. So, let's proceed. So, the rate law expresses the relationship of the rate of a reaction to a rate constant is K, and the concentration of the reactants raised to some powers. So, mukhang sinabi ko sa inyo kanina. So, halimbawa R is equals to K times C sub A, or concentration of A raised to X, certain power. Parang ganito lang yan. Halimbawa, this is the general reaction. AA plus BB, okay, gives you CC plus DD. So ang rate ng reaction can be expressed as rate is equals to K times concentration of A. This is concentration of A, This is your rate constant. Raised to X, okay, times concentration of B raised to Y. So tingnan nyo, mga reactants lang yung nandito sa rate, sa rate law. Because hindi usually ginagamit yung products. Question so far? So, the reaction is X order in A. Diba? Ito yung order niya sa A. Tapos, yun yung kanyang order sa A. Tapos, it is white order in B. Ito yung order niya sa B. And then the overall order is X plus Y. No? So, halimbawa, add nyo yung X at saka Y, that's the overall order of the reaction. Okay? Notice that usually hindi yung stoichiometric ratio niya, stoichiometric coefficient niya yung nagiging power. No? So, generally, ganun. Ano? You have a distinct order of the reaction with respect to A and with respect to B. Hindi siya necessarily equal dun sa stoichiometric coefficient. Pag equal yung stoichiometric coefficient at saka yung order niya sa A, no? Bawa, equal yung X at saka A, equal yung B at saka Y, ang tawag doon elementary reaction. Pero generally, hindi equal yun, no? So, pag hindi equal, ang tawag doon, syempre, non-elementary. Let's try to solve this illustrative problem. So let's consider the data for the reaction of chlorine gas F2 with chlorine dioxide, ClO2. So we have here the concentration of chlorine F2 and the concentration of chlorine dioxide, no? And then this is the initial rate of the reaction. Okay. So the rate is equals to rate constant K times concentration of F2 raised to X times concentration of ClO2 raised to Y. Okay, so hanapin natin yung X and Y and then later yung K. Ano? So paano ba natin hahanapin yung X? Kung tandaan nyo pa. So hahanap lang kayo ng dalawang experiment. Ba? Diba? This is experiment 1, this is experiment 2, this is experiment 3 data. Ano? So hanap lang kayo nung dalawa na magkaparehas yung F2. So, bawa, experiment 1 at experiment 2, magkaparehas yung F2. Ano? Tapos, ito yung gagamitin natin. Basically, ang mangyayari dito kasi pag constant yung F2, magka-cancel out yung F2x pag dinivide natin yung equation 1 sa equation 2. So, pag mawawala yung F2x, pag nag-cancel out, we can solve for Y. Ganun lang naman. Ano? So, let me annotate this. Ano? So, halimbawa, gagamitin natin tong experiment 1 at saka experiment 2 to find Y. So, substitute nyo lang, ito yung rate. So, halimbawa, equation 1. No? So, yung rate is 1.2 times 10 to the minus 3. So, hindi natin siyempre alam yung K. And then you can input the F2, concentration of F2, it's 0.10. Tapos raised to X, ano? Then you can input the concentration of ClO2, that's 0.010. You're familiar with this problem? And then raised to Y, no? Yung sa second experiment naman, yung data natin is we have 4.8 times 10 to the minus 3 K. Yung 0.10 pa rin, ano? Tapos raised to X. And then yung Y is 0.040. Okay. So basically pag dinivide nyo itong dalawa, halimbawa equation 2 divided by 1, equation 1, ang mangyayari, you will have about 4.8 times 10 to the minus 3 divided by 1.2 times 10 to the minus 3. Tapos as you will notice, the K and the 0.10 to the X will cancel out. Ano? Magka-cancel out lang itong dalawa. So ang matitira na lang dito sa left side would be 0.04 T divided by 0.010. Tapos this will be raised to Y. Diba? So pag sinimplify nyo pa to further by using your calculator, you're going to get something like 4. This is 4.8 divided by 1.2. Cancel lang naman to, ano? This is 4. Tama? Yung nasa right side naman is also 4. So 4 to the y is equals to 4. So y is equals to 1, di ba? So ibig sabihin, the order of the reaction with respect to chlorine dioxide or ClO2 is equals to 1. Ganun lang, maghahanap lang kayo ng hindi nagbabago yung concentration ng isang reactant. Like for example, experiment 1 and experiment 2. Now, in order to determine yung yung X, so ganun din, hanap din kayo na hindi nagbabago yung ClO2. So itong 1 at saka itong 3. Diba? Hindi nagbabago yung ClO2. Pareho silang equal sa 0.010. Tandaan nyo pa, review lang naman to ng Gen Chem, ano? Pero syempre, yung iba, probably hindi na to naabot sa Gen Chem. Pwedeng ganun, ano? Kaya I make sure na na matatakel natin to. Kasi yung board exam naman, siguro 50% nun, madadali lang naman talaga yung mga question, elementary lang, ano? Ang problema lang talaga yan pag nakalimutan niyo yung basic. So wala kayong masasagot. Basic na nga lang, kalimutan pa, ano? So let's use experiment 1 and 3. Okay? So for experiment number 1, it would be like this. 1.2 times 10 to the minus 3 is equals to K raised to 0.10x. Tapos ang mababago lang dito kasi we already have found y. Y is equals to the 1. Ano? Pero actually magka-cancel out din lang yan kasi parehas naman silang 0.010. Ano? So, mawawala din. You're getting what I'm trying to say. Halimbawa, we're going to use experiment data from experiment 1 and 3. So for experiment 1, the rate is equals to 1.2 times 10 to the minus 3. Ano? Tapos we have K, and then the concentration of F2 is 0.10. We raise this to X. ClO2 is 0.010. Pwede nyo nang gamitin yung 1 na yon. So 1 lang yan. Ano? Experiment 3, data, this one. This is 2.4 times 10 to the minus 3. K. This time we have 0.2. Ano? Nakakasunod ba? Raised to X. And then we still have 0.010. So pag dinivide nyo yung equation 3 divided by equation 1, no? Ito, divided by that 1. Man-notice nyo, you're going to cancel out K and also you're going to cancel out 0.010. So ang matitira na lang sa other side is 0.2 divided by 0.1 raised to X. Ano? So, halimbawa dito is 2.4 times 10 to the minus 3. Actually, you can cancel out 10 to the times 10 to the minus 3. 1.2 times 10 to the minus 3. Tapos sa kabilang side, you have 0.2 divided by 0.10 raised to X. Wala na to. And then you have 2 raised to X. And then this is also 2. Ano? So anong value ng X? X is also equal to 1 din. Ano? So, ang order niya with respect to F2 ay also 1. Ang order niya with respect to ClO2 or chlorine dioxide is also 1. So the overall order is 1 plus 1. The overall order of the reaction is equal to X plus Y. This is equals to 1 plus 1. This is equals to 2. So do you have any question regarding this this illustrative problem? Do you have any question? Sana nakuha niyo na previously familiar na kayo dito sa method of initial rates. Okay, so if you don't have any question, let's see. Yan, hindi naman ang ginawa niyo doon sa problem. Okay, so double ClO2, double F2 with ClO2 constant. Yun din lang yan. Rate doubles, x is equals to 1. Like this one. Kailang ba? Magulo. 1 and 2, quadruple ClO2. Just like this, 4 times quadruple. Rate quadruples, so therefore y is equals to 1. Do you have any question? So the rate is K times F2 times ClO2. Kasi 1, 1 lang naman yung order niya with respect to F2 at saka with respect to ClO2. Okay. Question? This is the rate law of the reaction. Okay, so rate laws are always determined experimentally. So kukuha kayo ng data, no? Kung ano ba yung initial rate of the experiment given yung initial substrate concentration. Tapos, yun, ganun. You're going to process the data like what we did, ano? Reaction order is always defined in terms of reactant, not product concentrations. So, sinabi ko na sa inyo yung kanina. Palaging reactant, ano? Hindi product. Diba? A is a reactant, B is a reactant. Sa general reaction natin na AA plus BB gives you CC plus DD. Ano? So, yung rate of reaction, as you can see, it's defined as is equal to K times concentration of A times concentration of B. To the X and to the Y, ano? Respectively. The order of a reactant is not related to the stoichiometric coefficient, generally. Yung stoichiometric coefficient yun yung A, di ba, small letter A, small letter B, no? So, ito parang di ba ito yun, AA plus BB gives you CC plus DB. So, what this statement is saying is, halimbawa ang rate of reaction is K times concentration of A, tapos raised to X, no, times concentration of B, tapos raised to Y. So sinasabi lang itong statement na to, yung X is not equal to A or Y is not equal to B. Pero pwede, kung minsan pwede, ano, pag ganun, pag equal yung dalawang, tawag doon elementary reaction. Pero generally, reactions are non-elementary. So pag non-elementary, X is not equal to A and Y is not equal to B. So, kumukha nung sinolve natin, F2 plus chlorine dioxide, ano? So gases, chlorine gas plus chlorine dioxide, the product would be chlorine, chloro dioxide, ano? What do you know this? Chlorine dioxide. So, chlorine dioxide, ano? Chlorine dioxide. Tama ba? FClO2. Or you have a better name for this compound? Questions? Okay, so the rate is KF2ClO2. So notice that even though the stoichiometric coefficient with respect to chlorine dioxide is 2, yung order niya with respect to ClO2 is just 1. Ano? Hindi equal. Diba? They are not equal. Okay, so let's try to solve a more complete problem. In this particular problem, we're going to determine K, yung rate constant. So the reaction of nitric acid with hydrogen at 1280 degrees Celsius is nitric oxide pala. The reaction of nitric oxide with hydrogen is 2NO gas plus 2H2 gas will give you N2 gas plus 2 moles of H2O gas. So from the following data collected right here, no, at this temperature, determine the rate law. So hanapin nyo lamang yung power niya, with respect to N sub O, ito, at saka with respect to hydrogen. Yan lang yung rate law niya, no? Tapos yung rate constant naman, that's K, ano? Tapos, halimbawa, letter C, the rate of reaction when N sub O is equals to, concentration of N sub O, nitrogen oxide, is equal to 12 times 10 to the minus 3 molar, and hydrogen gas is 6 times 10 to the minus 3 molar. So, itong letter C, basically kung alam nyo na to, and then you also have the X and the Y's, substitute na lang dun, no? And then you're going to calculate the rate. Yun lang naman. Do you have any question regarding this problem? So let's try to solve this. You know? So, yun munang rate law. Let's try to determine X. So ito munang N sub O, yung power ng N sub O. Ano? So, itong experiment 1 and 2, constant yung H2 dito. Ano? Both N to be equals 2 times 10 to the minus 3. So magka-cancel out lang yung concentration ng H2. So pag dinivide niyo yung 10 divided by 5, so 2 yan, di ba? 10 divided by 5 is 2. Tapos on the other hand, yung 5 divided by 1.3, so that's almost equal to 3 point something, di ba? Magka-cancel din lang naman yung 10 to the minus 5. Na-imagine niyo ba yung sinasabi ko? So kumbaga, if you're going to divide equation 2 with equation 1, no? Equation 2 divided by equation 1, in short, you're going to have something like 5 divided by 1.3. And then on the other side of the equation, you have 10 divided by 5, and then this is raised to x. So what would be the value of x? So if you're going to use your calculator, probably you're going to get something like 3.8 something, ano? So that's approximately, 1.8 something, I think. Try nyo. So 5 divided by 1.3. Tapos, you use parentheses. Tapos yung fraction function, ano? You get some calculator and some notebooks. Yep, very good, Gio. You should get something like 1.94. Practicein nyo, guys. Ma-importante, alam nyo pindutin sa calculator. Tinitingnan nyo, madali lang yan. Ano? Pero pag hindi nyo talaga alam pindutin sa calculator, hindi kayo magiging engineer. Hindi kayo papasa ng board exam. Kaya parang awa nyo na kumuha kayo ng calculator at pumindot kayo ng calculator. Okay, shift solve nyo lang. Sana marunong na kayo mag-shift point, ano? Medyo mabagal lang talaga pag nag-shift solve. Kung gusto nyo, pwede namang ln. Yan, lumabas na. Ano? Palabas niyo 1.94? Very good, Gio. So yung 1.94 na yan, actually pwede namang dito, ano? Dito sa solution sa ating, this is approximately equal to 2. No? Ni-round up siya ng PowerPoint ni Chang. Ganun lang yan. No? Tapos next, let's try to determine y. So yung y naman, power yan ng H2. Ano? So hanap kayo naman ng constant yung N sub O. Ito constant siya. Ano? 2 at saka 3. Constant yung NO. So yung concentration ng H2 is 4 divided by 2. Diba? It's basically 2. Kita nyo to? 4 divided by 2. Ito. Tama ba? 4.0 divided by 2.0. Kinancel ko na itong 10 to the minus 3. Tapos, you raise this to y. Tapos, sa kabilang side, you have, cancel ko na rin to, you have 10 divided by 5. Nakakasunod ba? Or masyadong ma-shortcut? Any question? Very good, Paul. Do you have any question? So actually ito, pwede nyo nang by inspection na lang, wala nang calculator. 10 over 5 is 2. Tapos yung 4 divided by 2 is also 2. So ano ang y? So y is simply equal to 1. Ay, sorry, 1. Y is equals to 1. No? So, ang rate law natin ay, it's the rate law. Is equals to K times concentration of N sub O squared, or 2 raised to 2. Tapos, concentration of hydrogen. This is the rate law. Ano? That's the answer. Sama syempre yung rate. Rate is equals to KNO2 squared times H2. Do you have any question at this point? Now, how do you determine the rate constant? So, pili lang kayo ng any experiment. Bilba, gamitin niyo itong experiment 1. Tapos, substitute niyo yung 5 times 10 to the minus 3 dun sa N sub O. Yung 2 times 10 to the minus 3 dun sa hydrogen. Tapos, yung rate is 1.3 times 10 to the minus 5. And then, shift solve niyo lamang yung K. Ganun lamang yung letter B. No? So, clear natin. Ano? Tandaan niyo lang NO squared H2. So, ito yung na-determine nating rate law. Rate is equals to K times concentration of N sub O squared times H2. Ano? Concentration of H2. Tapos substitute na. We're going to experiment number 1 data. So rate is 1.3 times 10 to the minus 5. Dito tayo, no? Rate constant is sinasolve natin. 1.3 times 10 to the minus 5. So this is molarity per second. Tapos K. Tapos yung NO, 5 times 10 to the minus 3. Squared. Tapos ito yung hydrogen. Ano? 2 times 10 to the minus 3. Yan. Tapos, just try to solve for K. Shift solve. Kaya, kahit hindi mag-shift solve, kung divide nyo lang, ano? Kung anong mas convenient sa inyo. So, 1.3 exponent. Yung x times x to the 10x sa calculator. Is that one, ano? Okay. Tapos, x times 5 exponent minus 3 squared nyo yun. Tapos times 2 exponent minus 3. Shift solve. Ilan? Nakuha nyo yung K. Yep, very good. I'm also getting 260. Very good, Gio. Very good, Jan. Very good, Emmanuel. Very good, Carla. Ganun lang, ano? 260. So K is equal to 260. Okay. Limbawa unit. How do you determine the unit of K? Anong unit ng K? So, ang rate palaging ang unit niyan molarity per second, no? Tapos itong mga concentration, 'di ba, mga molarities 'yan, ano? Molarities 'yan. So basically, ang overall rate natin ay cube, no? So para maging meter per second, so automatic may per second siya. Tapos kailangan niyo siyang i-divide ng m squared, ano? Ganito yung unit niya. Parang per second per m squared, molarity squared, ano? Or s minus 1, m minus 2. Ganun yung unit ng ano. Pero pwede rin naman kasing hindi nilalagyan ng unit yung k, ano? Hindi naman. Hindi. You don't need to round off, ano? It's much wiser to retain the order kasi medyo elementary lang yung reference natin. So generally if you want the general rule, don't round off sa order. Okay? Malinaw ba 'yun? Don't round off. Kasi lalo na pag later we go on hindi nagra-round off sa order. Medyo elementary lang kasi yung reference kaya nag-round off siya. Okay, and then finally, letter C. The rate of the reaction when NO, concentration of NO is equal to 12 times 10 to the minus 3 and H2 is equal to 6 times 10 to the minus 3. So substitute lang natin, tapos using the 260 na K, we should be getting the rate. Ano? So rate, substitute lang natin dito. Ano? Tapos K is 260. 260 This is S minus 1, M minus 2, tapos times, this is the NO, 12, times 10 to the minus 3, squared, tapos 6 times 10 to the minus 3. Question? So rate is, ano yung lumalabas sa calculator? Practice magpindot sa calculator, ha? Napakadali lang, tsaka yun naman kasi talaga yung dapat yung gawin, ha? Kailangan yung pumindot ng calculator. Matutong at masanay pumindot ng calculator. Kasi doon yung madidiscover, pag pumipindot na kayo ng calculator, doon yung madidiscover yung pwede at saka yung hindi pwede. No? Pag ina-assume nyo lang, alam ko na yan, mahirap yan. Kasi hindi naman kayo yung gumawa ng calculator. So, pindot sa calculator. As long as makuha niyo yung tamang answer, tama yung ginagawa niyo. So, I'm getting 2.25 times 10 to the minus 4. Ano palagi ang rate, unit, molarity per second? 2.25 times 10 to the minus 4. You got it? Yeah, 2.246. Ano? 2.25. Very good, Carla. Very good, Nikki. Very good, Jamila. Okay. Nice. Any question regarding A, B, or C? This problem? If you don't have any question, tingnan nga natin kung paano yung mga sagot natin. 2 and 1, tapos 260, tapos 2.25 times 10 to the minus 4. So, ito yun, ano? So, x is equals to 2, correct? This one. Tapos, yun, y is equals to 1, ano? So, this is the rate law. K NO2 squared H2. Tapos, K, this is 250 only, ano? Bakit ba iba yung sagot niya? Iba yung ginamit niyang experiment number. So, syempre, pag iba yung data na ginamit mo, iba yung makukuha mong data ng K. Ano? Experiment 2 kasi yung ginamit niya. Tayo experiment 1. Pero malapit naman yun. 250 at saka 260. Question? Bakit magkaiba? Ba't tayo 260 siya 250? Kasi experiment 2 yung ginamit niya. Tayo experiment 1. Pero malapit naman, di ba? 2.2 times 10 to the minus 4. So, tama para sa naman dito. Ano? Sa rate. Kahit na 225, 250 yung ginamit niya. Kahit 260. Kalapit naman. Question? Okay. Let's have a medyo challenging na problem. Ammonium ion, NH4+, reacts with nitrite ion. Nitrite is NO2 minus. Ano, dapat memorize niya na nitrite NO2 minus. Nitrate NO3 minus. Memorize niyo ba yun? Gen Chem yan. Lumalabas yan sa board. Dapat master niyo yung basic ano ha? Basic chemistry. To yield nitrogen gas and liquid water, the following initial rates of reaction has been measured for the given concentration. So we have experiments 1, 2, and 3. So kamukha din ng ginagawa natin, ano? So the question is, what is the rate law, rate equation for this reaction? Okay? So ito constant, yung NO2 dito. So makukuha nyo dito yung X, ano? Kasi halimbawa ang rate natin is K times NH4 plus ammonium ion with X tapos NO2 minus yung Y. Ano? So with experiment 1 and 2 data, you can easily find X. No? This is 1.5, this is 1.5. So X is simply equal to 1. Di ba? Imagine nyo, kasi magka-cancel out lang naman yung nitrogen dioxide. Ngayon, ang complication nito, walang, from the 3 experiment, hindi nag-constant yung ammonium. So as you can see, experiment number 1 is 0.010, experiment number 2 is 0.015, and then experiment number 3 is 0.030. Hindi not constant yung ammonia. Anong gagawin natin? Paano makukuha yung yung Y? Ano makukuha yung Y? So ang gagawin niyo lamang, actually as long as nakuha niyo na yung X, okay na yon. Hindi naman kailangan magkakamukha pa yung concentration ng NH4+, kasi meron na kayong X. No? Pag dinivide niyo yung halimbawa yung equation 1 and 2, 1 and 2, yung 2 and 3, yung equation 2 and 3 kasi magkaiba yung NO2 minus yung nitrite concentration sa experiment 2 and 3. Pag dinivide niyo yung rate equation ng experiment 2 and 3, since meron na kayong value ng X, na-calculate niyo na yung value ng X, if you will see, the value of X is simply equal to 1. Pag meron na kayong value ng X, you can now solve the equation. Kasi isa na lang yung unknown, Y na lang, magka-cancel din yung K. Diba? Imagine nyo? So ganun, kahit isa lamang yung magko-constant, as long as you can calculate X. Yung sa second kahit hindi pa constant yung walang constant na ammonium, you can still solve it. Okay, so let's try to okay, first let's try to find yung X. So to find X, alam niyo na naman So if you're going to set up the equation, it would be halimbawa equation 2 divided by equation 1. You'll have something like 0.03 divided by 0.02 is equals to this one, this one divided by this one, 0.015 divided by 0.010. Okay, raised to X, yung X yung hinahanap natin. So this is 1.5, this is 1.5, di ba? Yun lang naman, So anong value ng X? So obviously X is equals to 1. You have any question regarding the value of X? So what I'm trying to say is, you can use this two experiment 2 and 3 to find the value of Y. So it's not necessarily dapat equal pa rin yung ammonium. Kasi may value na naman tayo ng X. Diba? So if we're going to get the equation 3 divided by equation 1, equation 2, sorry, you're going to get something like 0.03 divided by 0.015. Nakakasunod ba? Hindi. I mean, you're asking I don't know. Probably that's the technique na tinuro ng teacher niya dati. Pero basically, lang naman, di ba? What I'm doing is, i-divide nyo lamang yung equation 3 with equation 2. Di ba? Yung equation 3, magka-cancel out din lang yung K. Malinaw naman tayo na magka-cancel yung K. The K will always cancel out whatever equation you divide. So what will remain? Meron kayong ammonium. Multiply ba kayo? Yung ammonium kasi, di ba? It's 0.030. You have the concentration of ammonium, di ba? 0.030. Tapos sa baba, yung sa equation 2, you have 0.015. Di ba? Yung concentration naman ng ammonium raised to 1 din lang naman yan, di ba? So nandito pa rin yan. Ano ba? Ay, baliktad pala. Sorry, baliktad. Let me clear this out. Baliktad yung sulat. So halimbawa, I'm going to divide it na lang, mas maano. I'm going to divide equation 3, experiment 3. Ito yun, ano? With the data from experiment number 2. Ito yun. So sa 3, dito sa rate, you have 0.015 and then you have 0.03. Tama? Ito yung 3 sa taas, tapos ito yung sa 2. Okay, ito yung rates, ano? Tapos, ito ilagay nyo na to, 0.03. Ito yung sa 3, 0.03. Tapos ito yung 0.015. Okay? Ito yun, ano, diba? Ang power lang naman ito is 1. So, raised to 1. So, nilagay nyo. Kasi baka yung ibang ma-encounter yung problem, hindi siya raised to 1. Ano? Tapos, lagay nyo ngayon yung NO2 concentration. Yung NO2 concentration, yung sa 3 niya is 0.010. Tapos, yung ano niya, yung sa 2 niya is 0.02. Tapos ito yung may Y. Ganyan, ano? So, pag sinimplify nyo to, di ba, basically, mangyayari dyan, ano, 0.015 squared, multiply nyo dyan, no? Divided by 0.03 squared then, and then this is equal to 0.01 divided by 0.02 raised to y. You can use your calculator to solve this. Pwede nyo rin i-simplify muna kung gusto nyo. Halimbawa, yung 0.015 divided by 0.038 squared. Maliit, ano? You can easily use the shape solve function as wiser. Kaya na naman pindutin sa calculator. No? So, gamitan nyo lang ng parenthesis. Tapos square nyo yung nasa left side. Ano? Pwedeng ganun. Kung gusto nyo, square nyo yung 0.015, square nyo rin yung 0.030. Marami namang way. Basta square, huwag nyo kakalimutan yung square. Di ba? Tapos, parenthesis sa kabila. So, 0.01. Tapos, parenthesis ulit. Tapos, raise to alpha x. Tapos, shape solve. You're going to get something like, ilalabas ba sa calculator? 2. Tama? You got 2? Yep, 2. Y is equals to 2. Ganun lang, ano? So, if y is equals to 2, yan. So, this is the order with respect to, with respect to nitrite, NO2 minus. So, the rate law is rate equals to K, no, times concentration of NH4 plus. Okay. Ito 1 to kanina, di ba? So nitrite NO2. Hey, you might be asking, kailangan ba may K pag rate law yung tinatanong? Pwede naman. You can use any of the experiment to find the value of K. Pero for practical purposes, syempre pag board exam naman, multiple choice yan. No? So, hindi naman kayo tatanungin talaga sa board exam ng what's the rate law, ano? Probably pwedeng itanong sa inyo is what's the order with respect to ammonium, what's the overall order, what's the rate constant, ganun yung tanungan sa board exam, ano? Huwag nyo nang problemahin whether this is a complete rate law or kailangan may value pa ng K. You agree? Do you have any question? So, if you don't have any question, I think pwede na kayo siguro mag-practice. Ano? Kumukha din lang. So, ito na nga. Ito na rin pala yung kanina. Well, actually, hindi naman ano. Hanggang ano lang yung na-solve ko dito, hanggang rate law lang. Ano hanggang letter A lang. So yung letter B, you still need to determine the rate constant. So pwede naman to. So this will be your exercise. Ano? Although na-solve ko yung letter A. So try to solve letter B and letter C. So always use experiment number 1 para pare-parehas tayo. Ano? Tapos input your answer sa sa Blackboard. I'm going to make the bin later. Try to solve this problem. Hanggang rate law lang naman tayo kanina. So solve nyo ulit. Find the rate constant and then the rate of the reaction. When chlorine dioxide is equal to 0.03 molar and chlorine gas is equal to 0.15 molar. Practice. Matatandaan nyo. Dali-dali lang naman. Ganun lang naman yan. Madali lang. Ano? Kailangan lang talaga pag magbo-board exam, mag-review kayo ng maayos. Yun lang naman yun. Huwag kayo magbo-board exam ng bahala na si Batman. Kasi hindi kayo isa-save ni Batman. Saka yun yung skill talaga. Yung calculator skill. Although very basic, dapat marunong talaga kayo gumamit ng calculator. Hindi naman yan magbabago eh. Probably in 2 years time magbo-boards na kayo. No? Hindi naman drastically magbabago yung sistema. Okay, so get some scratch paper or clean paper, get your calculator and pencils, and then try to solve this problem. Tapos input niya sa BBL, sagot. Okay, screenshot na lang para open ko yung sa BBL. delivery. Ayun lang. Ayun lang. Ayun lang. Okay. Okay, you can check the BBL ano for the bin. Okay. So, most of you got the correct answer, no? Let's continue our discussion. Reporting. Gusto ko reporting. Okay, so next, we're going to discuss the first order reaction, no? So this is quite important. Although, this is relatively easy. Wow. Pero sabi ko nga sa inyo, sa first day, usually mga 5 questions, no? 5 multiple choice questions yung lumalabas sa board exam na puro first order. Pag inisip nyo, diba, parang 5 points lang naman yun out of 100. Pero in reality, kasi hindi nyo naman itatama lahat yun eh. No? Meron talagang mahirap patamain kasi may mali yung question, wala yung sagot dun sa choices, mga ganong questions. Ano? So, pag sinabi nyo halimbawa 50% lang yung maitatama nyo talaga. So, yung first order na 5 questions could go as high as 10, no? Yung value niya. Okay? Yun ang ka-importante itong first order reaction. Dapat ma-master niyo. Napakasimple rin lang naman ito, no? Okay, so if we have an A and then this from A you produce the product. So the rate of, let's say, decomposition of A is dA/dt. Ano? Negative dA/dt. So may negative kasi reactant yung A. Ano? Okay, so we can write the rate equation or the rate law. Kasi nga first order tayo, no? First order reaction as rate is equals to K times concentration of A. Tama? Ito. No? Question? So far, ito yung ating reaction. Ito yung ating rate law. Rate is equals to K, rate constant times concentration of A. Okay, so yun. Pwede nyong isolve yung K by dividing rate with concentration of A. Diba? Basic yun. Pero minsan kasi yung mga basic na ganito, pag biglang tinanong ganun, merong rate tapos merong concentration ng A tapos ano yung rate constant, nalilito na pala ganun lang pala siya kasimple. So, minsan dapat relax din yung utak, huwag masyadong nakapokus sa bawat first order, naabangan palagi half-life, no? Pwede naman palang ganito lang kasimple. Yeah? Relax din. Actually, pag nakita niyo yung marami na kayo nakita mga board exam questions, maraming mga ganitong klase ng tanong. No? Yung parang mga common sense din lang. Parang, yun ba talaga yung tanong? Ang dali-dali lang. Okay? So, anong unit ng K, ng rate constant pag first order? So, palaging ang rate ay palaging molarity per second, as I mentioned before. So, pag dinivide niyo siya ng concentration ng A, which is molar, so ang unit ng rate constant pag first order ay per second or S-1. No? Pwede niyong tandaan yan o pwede niyong intindihin kung paano kinukuha yung unit ng rate constant. No? Lagyan niyo lamang palaging ang unit ng rate, no, ay molarity per second. So nag-iiba-iba lang yan. Siyempre, halimbawa, second order. So magiging M squared dito. So pag M squared dyan, so ang magiging unit ng K ay, ano ba? S-1. Tapos magkakancel yung isang M, M-1. Ganun. And so on. Halimbawa naman, zero order. So pag zero order, ang K, so zero, walang unit yung yung A. Diba? Zero order kasi. So magiging molarity per second. Yan tinatanong din yan, yung unit ng K. I hope you're getting what I'm trying. Okay, so ito yung derivative natin. So syempre, marunong naman kayo mag-calculus, So negative dA dt is equals to Ka. Let's try to derive our equations. Pang ano kasi ito eh, pang senior high. Ano? So, halimbawa, negative, halimbawa, negative dA dt is equals to Ka. So, let's try to derive the equation. So, syempre, unang step, pagsasamahin natin yung A sa isang side. Ano? So, negative dA A is equals to K. Tapos, integrate natin. So, halimbawa, constant yung K, ano? Hindi siya time dependent. Integrate natin, ano? You have the initial concentration of A, halimbawa, A sub O. Tapos, the final concentration of A, ano? This is from time 0 to time T. So, ano ba ang integral ng dA over A? Di ba ln ano? Ln of A. So, pasok ko na, ano? So, you have negative ln. Pasok ko na yung A tsaka yung A sub O. A divided by A sub O. A sub O is the initial concentration of A. Siyempre, mas mataas yan. Kasi, di ba, nakukonsume ang A is a reactant. Kumbaga, A sub O is always, or generally, greater than A, di ba? Tapos sa kabilang side, we have K. So para yung usual, yung standard form nitong equation nito, you get the anti-natural logarithm of both sides, ano yung E. You can transpose this negative, ano? You can transpose this negative sa kabilang side. Yan, pag ginawa niya, di ba? You will have A tapos A sub 0 is equals to E, the negative KT. So ito yung standard equation ng standard form ng equation ng first order. Ito yung kailangan nyo tandaan. A is equals to A sub O times E to the negative KT. So ito yung isang importante equation. And then the other equation is the half-life. So yung half-life naman, so di ba pag sinabing half-life, ito yung time na half nung amount ng original material ay na-consume na. Remember, A is a reactant, ano? So, ang mangyayari dyan, yung A, concentration ng A is equals to 1/2 ng A sub O. Okay, so substitute natin yan. If A is equals to 1/2 A sub O, no? So, ito sa kabila A sub O, you can see magka-cancel out lang yan. Tapos E, negative K, and then you have T1 half. Apply. You get the ln of both sides. So we will have ang ln 1/2, no? Kabila naman is you have negative K, tapos T1 half. If you're going to transpose this negative do sa kabila, di ba? Tandaan niyo pa mat niyo, pag nilagay niyo to dito tapos magiging 1/2 raised to negative 1, magiging 2 na lang yan, di ba? So, ang mangyayari dyan, you will have ln of 2 is equals to K times half-life. So, yun. This is the half-life equation. Half-life is equals to ln 2 divided by K. Ito sinasabi ko sa inyo, napaka-importante nitong equation na to. You need to remember this. Ano? Sayang yung 5 to 10 points sa first day. Paborito yan ni Ma'am Bulaong. No? Half-life is equals to ln of 2 over K. Usually, ang given dyan is half-life. Kasi constant yan eh. No? Yung mga radioactive problem. Given to, kung ilang years yung half-life ng radioactive material. So, you need to solve for K. Pero usually, syempre, the expression is expressed as in terms of half-life. Half-life is equals to ln 2 over K. Yan. So, solve niyo muna yung K. Pag nasolve niyo yung K, usually ang tinatanong is, how many years? Kung, halimbawa, 15% na lang yung natira, no? So, solve niyo yung T dito sa equation na to. Tandaan niyo pa? Na-discuss niyo na to previously sa chemistry, o kaya sa sa PChem. Naabot niyo ba sa PChem ang half-life? Questions? Clarifications? Let me clear this up. Please remember these two equations. These are the basic equation of the first order reaction. No? Half-life or T1 half is equals to ln of 2 over K. And then A is equals to A sub O times E to the negative KT. May negative dito, kasi as time goes by, bumababa yung concentration ng A. Pag bumababa, may negative dito. Okay. Let me clear this up. Tingnan pa natin yung nasa slide. A sub O is the concentration of A at times t equals to 0. Concentration of A is the concentration of A at any time t. Okay. So ganyan yung plot ng A, concentration of A with respect to time. Bumababa siya, ano? Tapos yung pagbaba niya ay logarithmic, ano? Or exponential. Exponential yung pagbaba niya. So, kung gusto niyo siyang i-linearize, no? Naabot niyo ba 'to sa PChem, PChem 2? 'Di ba? Sabi nga nila, physical chemistry is the science of linearizing, no? Ibig sabihin, kinukuha yung ln ng both side of the equation, no? So, if you take the ln of this side of the equation, also take the ln of the other side of the equation, you will have ln of A, tapos ln of A sub O, no? Tapos yung ln ng E to the negative kt, di ba negative kt na lang yun? You understand the math? Took the ln of both sides. You understand the math? Kasi di ba pag, pag meron kayong ln A times B, no? This is equal to ln A plus ln of B. So that's why meron tayong ln A sub O at saka ln negative kt. You remember that? Tapos, yun namang ln, syempre, ln of E negative kt is just equal to negative kt. So, in this equation, this is ln of A is your y. Di ba? We have a line equation, ano? Tapos, this is the y-intercept, yung ln of A sub O. Ito yun, y-intercept. Tapos, yung k would be equal to your slope. So this is how to determine the K, ano? If you have a set of data. Ay, sorry, this is Y. This is X. Yung T ang X. Question? You have any question? Okay lang? Na ano nyo na to? Nakasolve na kayo ng mga ganitong problem sa PChem. Naabot nyo ba? Chapters, ano ba to? Chapter 6 ba to? 4, 5, 6, ano? Susunod na PChem. Okay lang? So let's proceed. Okay, so let's try to solve this simple problem. The conversion of cyclopropane to propene, no? Alam niyo naman siguro yung difference ng cyclopropane at saka propene. They are magkamukha lang yung kanilang yung kanilang molar mass, pero magkaiba yung structure formula nila. They are isomers, di ba? Isomers ang tawag doon. Cyclopropane and propene are isomers, no? So the conversion of cyclopropane to propene in the gas phase is a first order reaction with the rate constant 6.7 times 10 to the negative 4 per second. So this is the K, ano? Ito yung K niya at 500 degrees Celsius. So letter A, if the initial concentration of cyclopropane was 0.25 molar, the first question is, what is the concentration after 8.8 minutes? Okay? So, yun. Dapat lang tandaan niyo yung ating basic equation sa first order, no? Kasi sinabi, di ba, first order reaction. So, ang ating basic equation ay A is equals to A sub O E to the negative K times T. No? Substitute nyo lang lahat. Final concentration. So, A yung hinahanap. Ano? So, ang A sub O natin is 0.25 molar. So, pasok nyo yung 0.25. Tapos E, no? Yung, ito yung K niya, negative. Don't forget the negative. 6.7 times 10 to the negative 4 per second. No? So, yung time, yung makakalculate yung time, yung time pala is 8.8 minutes. Ano? This is 8.8. This is in minutes. So, kailangan i-multiply nyo rin ito ng 60. Ano? Times 60. Times 60. I hope you understand this. Times 60. 60 is 60 seconds per minute. So, magka-cancel out yun. Naintindihan? Medyo sumikip na, na ano ako doon. Ano? Basta ito yung formula natin. Nabitin ako doon sa space. So ito yung formula natin. Ito. So substitute na lang yung given. A is equals to 0.25 molar times E raised to negative 6.7. Times 10 to the negative 4. Madali lang naman, ano? Oh, per second. Tapos, times 8.8 minutes. So, be careful with that, ha? Always, dapat pag nagsosolve ng problem, palaging presence of mind, ano? Palaging be bukid. Kasi pag hindi, madadali kayo dyan, no? Yung ibang mga bata, sabi nila sa board exam, ba't daw hindi nila mapalabas yung mga final answer? Walang lumalabas. Kahit alam na alam nila yung problem. Eh kasi hindi tinitingnan yung units, diretso substitute sa formula. Huwag kayong ganun, huwag diretso lang substitute sa formula, dapat sinecheck niyo yung unit. Para kayong nag-aalatsamba dyan, pag diretso substitute lang kayo sa formula, dapat aware kayo sa unit. No? Try to solve for A. Okay, calculator. 0.25 times shift E. Tapos, don't forget the negative, ano? So, 6.7 negative 4. Kailangan nyo atang... Ako pag ganito, nilalagay ko yung ibang numbers sa unahan. Ano? Kasi hindi ko alam kung pag nag-multiply ba ako, mamultiply nyo doon sa negative 4, which is the power. Ano? So, nilalagay ko na lang sa unahan yung 8.8. Tapos yung 60. Kaya sabi ko sa inyo, mahalaga na natatry nyo sa calculator, sa actual, yung pagsasolve nito. Ano? Kasi doon yung malalaman kung pwede o hindi. Yan. Ba? Are you getting the same? Yep. Very good. Ano? I'm getting the same. Ano? Very good, Gia. I'm getting 0.1755. Emmanuel, very good. Very good, Carla. Very good, Mika. Very good, John Paolo. Very good, Evelyn. Round up niya na. 0.8. Tama. Okay. 0.18 or 0.1755. 0.18. Parang maganda yan. Kasi dalawa lang yung significant preview ng 0.25. Do you have any question regarding letter A? The letter B. How long in minutes will it take for the concentration of cyclopropane to decrease from 0.25 to 0.15 molar? So, yun. Substitute na rin lang dito. Ano? Substitute na rin lang dito. So, 0.15 molar. Tapos 0.25 molar. Tapos E, yung ating K is 6.7 times 10 to the negative 4. This is per second. Ano? So, how long in minutes? So, yung masosolve nyo dito, pag sunod yung T dyan, seconds yan. So, i-divide nyo pa siya ng 60. Ano? Several ways to solve this. Pwede kayo mag-shift solve. Yun nga lang, medyo mabagal. Ako, ang ginagawa ko, tinatranspose ko itong 0.25. So, ang ginagawa ko, kinukuha ko yung ln ng 0.15 divided by 0.25. Pero pwede rin kayo mag-shift solve. No? Lalos din naman yun. Tapos, pagkakuha ko nun, i-divide ko na lang siya ng negative 6.7 times 10 to the minus 4. Para medyo mas mabilis. Pero you can always you can always try the shift solve method. So this is T. No? You can do whatever you want, whatever is convenient sa inyo, no? As long as you arrive at the correct final answer. Ganun lang naman yun. Wala naman akong pakialam dun sa kung anong mas preferred mo. Okay, I have how many seconds? What do you got? I hear 762 seconds. Ano? So pag dinivide niyo yung 60, I'm getting something like 12.7 minutes. Tama? Yes, very good. 12.7 minutes. Very good, Everly. Very good, Gio. Very good, John. Very good, Emmanuel. Very good, Jamila. So, ganun lang. So, right here, we have T is equals to 12.7 minutes. Ngayon lang naman yung ating prelims. I think dito na rin ako siguro dito na rin tayo mag-long quiz. Ano? Kasi ito naman yung mas importante. Ito sa portion na to. Remember ang ating grading system, 20% yung long quiz, 20% yung prelims, 20% yung midterm, 20% yung finals. I think ito yung mas importante. So itong part na to, dito tayo mag-long quiz. Letter C, how long in minutes will it take to convert 74% of the starting material? So if you're going to convert 74% of the original material, A sub O, So suppose ang concentration nun, halimbawa, is 1. So pag na-convert mo yung 74%, so 100 minus 74, di ba 26% na lang yung matitira? So 0.26 na lang yung matitira. You get that? Usually doon nalilito eh. Bakit yung ine-LN 0.26? Hindi 70, hindi 0.74. Ito pa rin yung ating basic equation. A is equals to A sub O times e to the negative KT. So, pag 74% is converted, ang matitira na lang na A nyo ay 26. So, halimbawa, ang A sub O nyo ay 100. Mas madali siguro. It's another strategy. Halimbawa, A sub O nyo is 100. So, pag na-convert yung 74% nito, yung A na lang, yung final A would be 26 na lang. No? So, pag sinubstitute nyo doon sa equation na ito, so you have 26 divided by 100 times E. Tapos yun pa rin yung ating rate constant, 6.7 times 10 to the minus 4, tapos times time. So, seconds pa rin yung lalabas dyan, no? So, pag in-LN nyo to, sabi ko sa inyo, kung ayaw nyo mag-shift solve, ang i-LN nyo pa rin dito, time is equals to LN, 26 divided by 100, That's why it's 0.26. Tapos, divided by 6.7, negative 6.7 times 10 to the minus 4. Nalabas dyan seconds. So, divide nyo lang ng 60, you will have the time in minutes. So, LN 0.26. Of course, you can use shift solve. Walang problema. Okay. Divided by 6.7 exponent minus 4. Yun. I have something like 2010.55. So pag divide ko ng 60, what do you get? Something like 33 minutes. 33.5 minutes. Okay. Very good, John. Very good, Emmanuel. Very good, Carla. Very good, Gio. Very good, Evelyn. So, ganun lang naman siya kasimple. I hope you still remember this pag nag-take kayo ng board exam. So, this is basta yung how long in minutes, Yung how long in minutes, so time is equals to 33.5 minutes. Yung sagot sa letters. Do you have any question? Napakadali lang, di ba? So, solve pa tayo ng mas marami pang problem. Reviewin natin yung sagot. So, unang sagot natin is 0.18, tapos pangalawa ay 12.7, then pangatlo ay 33.5. Tingnan natin yung mga sagot dito sa PowerPoint. So, ito yun, 0.18, So, tama, 0.18. Yung pangalawa, 13 minutes, 13, nga ba yun? 12.7 ata, So, round off 13 minutes. Tapos yung pangatlo, 33 point something. So, 33 minutes. Okay? Question? Okay. Let's try to solve the Srodopterin problem. Yun naman yung Srodopterin, yung nasa unang slide natin, Ito yung, supposed to be ito yung cloth na kinover kay Jesus Christ. Tapos nagkaroon siya ng image ni Jesus Christ, di ba? So the half-life of carbon-14 is 5,730 years. So dalawa kasi yung carbon. Carbon-12, that's the regular carbon, yun yung stable. Tapos yung carbon-14. Carbon-14 is radioactive. So ibig sabihin pag sinabi radioactive, nagdi-disintegrate siya, Hindi siya stable, ano? Actually, medyo stable din naman kasi ang kanyang half-life is 5,730 years. Relatively matagal naman. Pero syempre, compared sa carbon-12, mas stable yung carbon-12. So, pag ang kwento dito kasi, pag if you are you're living, you continuously eat plant material, ano, you continuously eat animal material like meat, no? So, continuously sa system mo nare-replenish yung carbon-14. So, habang buhay ka, hindi nagbabago yung amount ng carbon-14 sa katawan niyo. So, pero once na namatay ka na, hindi ka na kumakain, yung carbon-14 sa katawan mo, dahan-dahan bumababa yung concentration nun, ano? So, yun yung basis ng yun yung basis ng carbon dating. So, ina-assume lang nila na first order yung reaction, no, yung carbon-14 disintegration. So, parang carbon-14 is A. It's a first order. So yung ating reaction na A is equals to A sub O times E raised to negative KT. Valid siya sa Valid siya sa carbon-14. No? Ang half-life niya is 5,730 years. So from this value of the half-life, you can easily calculate K, no? The reaction constant. Diba? Kasi half-life is equals to ln of 2 divided by K. Ganun lang naman yan. Ano? In 1988, cat piece samples of the Shroud of Turin was subjected to carbon dating. So they are allowed to cut a small portion of the Shroud of Turin, yung damit, yung kumot. Tapos kinarbon date nila. Then they found out that 92% of the original carbon-14 is still present in the cloth. So calculate the cloth, calculate the year when the cloth is produced. Okay, so how do you do this? So first step, calculate nyo muna yung K. Pag na-calculate nyo na yung K, calculate nyo yung time. So time would be in years kasi yung K nyo would be per year. Ano? So after that, pag na-calculate nyo na yung years, yung number of years, kung gaano nakatanda yung Shroud of Turin, i-minus nyo lang doon sa 1988. Di ba? Minus nyo lang. So you will find kung anong year siya na-produce. Let's try to do this. Importante ito. Kung nga sa inyo, lumalabas. Palagi itong lumalabas sa board. So, ang kailangan yung matandaang equation ay half-life is equals to ln of 2 divided by K. So, in this particular problem, we have 5,730 years. Ln of 2 divided by K. So, you can easily find the value of K. Ano? Yun yung first step. Solve nyo lang. So basically that's ln of 2. Cross multiply nyo lang ln of 2 divided by 5,730 years. I have 1.21 times 10 to the minus 4. Ano? Okay. You got this one? This is per year. Ano? Okay. Next, you need to use this equation. A sub O T to the negative KT. Okay. So pag sinabing 92% of the original carbon-14 is still present, anong A nyo? Halimbawa, A sub O is 100. So A is equals to 8 o 92? 92% of the original carbon-14 is still present. Anong A nyo? Iba-iba ano? Of course, 92% of the original carbon-14 is still present in the cloth. So, ang A, 92 pa rin. No? 92 pa rin ang A. Di ba? Tama, Everlyn. Tama, Jamila. Okay? Tama, Patricia. No? Tama, Emmanuel. Tama, Gio. 92 pa rin ang A. Kasi it's still present. Yung kanina kasi, yung mga previous problem natin, converted yung term na ginamit. Pero ito, still present. So, 92 yung ating A. No? So, kung halimbawa, A sub O nyo is 100, ang A, 92. No? So, you really need to, wag kayo magmamadali, ha? Ang pag nag-board exam kasi kayo, 8 hours, no? Sobra-sobra naman yung oras. Ang may limitation actually dyan yung energy nyo. No? Dapat makatagal kayo ng 8 oras, nagsosolve pa kayo. First day ata is 6 hours lang. Yung second day lang ata yung 8 hours. So, kailangan gumagana yung utak nyo ng 6 na oras. Ano? Baka kayo ng maraming pagkain, yung mga pampagising, chocolate, mga chocolates, yung mga pampagising na pagkain. Huwag masyado yung mga pampaantok. You need to consider all those things. Okay, so tapos yung negative k, na-calculate natin 1.21 times 10 to the minus 4. So negative 1.21 times 10 to the minus 4. Tapos times t. Yung t na makukuha nyo dito will be in years. So, ganun lang yan. Ln, kung ayaw nyo mag-shift solve, 92 divided by 100. Tapos, divided by negative 1.21 times 10 to the minus 4. So, this will give you the number of years. Malinaw naman ang argument lang ng Ln yung 0.92 lang or yung 92 divided by 100. Huwag nyo isasabi yung k nyo doon. Okay, divided by negative 1.21 exponent minus 4. So what they got? How many years? How many years? Gaano nakatanda yung Yes, 689. Very good dyan. 689 na yung very good Evelyn, very good Carla. 689 years old na yung Shroud of Turin. Okay, so i-minus niyo yun sa 1988. Ng 1988 kasi siya tines. So 1988 minus 689. So this is equal to ilan? 1299. No? Anong masasabi niyo regarding this finding? 1299. Kasi kung totoong ginamit siya kay Jesus Christ, dapat approximately nandun lang siya sa 0 to 100, 0 to 200. Kaya lang 1299. So, matanda na rin naman siya. Kaya lang, medyo may discrepancy. Ganyan yung kwento ng Shroud of Turin. The cloth is, based on carbon dating, the cloth is produced on year 1299. Do you have any questions? So, if you're interested, basahin nyo. Marami naman kayong mababasa. Wikipedia. 1298 ba? Minus 689. So, 689 years old. If you are born, tama ba, apply nyo sa inyo, sa sarili nyo. Halimbawa, you are born on year 2000. Most of you are year 2001, If you're born in year 2001, so ilang taon na kayo ngayon? Diba 20 years old na kayo ngayon? Tama ba? So it's basically 1221 minus 1201. 2021 minus 2001, you're 20 years old. Ganun lang, diretso lang, di ba? Kasi si Jesus Christ supposed to be pinanganak siya nung 00. Nung 0. Year 0. No, may konting error, hindi ko masyadong alam yung detail. Pero supposed to be, para ma-consider siyang original, dapat ata nasa 0 hanggang 200 year. Year 0 to 200 AD, So since 1299, medyo carbon dating is not a very good test to determine its authenticity. Okay, do you have any question regarding 1299? Sinama dyan daw yung decimal. Okay lang, pwede. Pwede yan, Evelyn. Sinama nga naman yung decimal, magiging 1298. Tama. Diba point? Pag may mga ganyan sa exam, actually nilalagyan ko naman yun ng plus or minus. So, sabihin nyo lang ha. So, actually, I will consider 1290. Tama rin. Any other concern regarding this problem? Yun. Masterin nyo to ha. Itong memorize nyo to. Itong half-life is equals to ln of 2 over k at saka itong a is equals to a sub o e raised to negative kt. Yung kakalimutan nyo. Make or break yan sa board exam. Ay, usually yung mga problema dyan, minsan hindi given ng half-life. Diyos ko. Yung iba talaga nagme-memorize sila ng half-life. Eh, sa dami-dami ba naman? At least yung carbon 14 lang. Eh, halimbawa, mga... Basta. Hindi ko alam, yung iba siguro meron talaga silang mga data banks ng mga old question. Kaya kahit na walang half-life, nasasagutan pa rin nila. Pero ganyan lang yung kadali, yung half-life, yung first order problems. Another thing, pag nag-board exam kayo, tapos first order, tapos walang half-life, huwag kayong magpapa-apekto dyan emotionally. No? Ang dami-dami kasing mga bata. Yan yung nagiging problema. Isang first order problem, isang multiple choice question, tapos walang half-life, hindi nila ma-solve, yun na. Buho na yung first day nila. Hindi maka-move on. No? Talagang nagdodwell sila. Huwag kayong magdodwell sa isang question. Kung kailangan manghula kayo, power up C, manghula kayo, then move on to the next question. Huwag kayong magpapa-apekto dyan emotionally. Kasi wala rin naman kayong magagawa talaga. Ganun yung sinasabi namin dyan. Napakadali lang ng board sa first day. Ang dami lang talagang typo error. Baka naman pagdating ng time niya magbago na yung mga, ang mga pangyayari. Questions? Do you have any questions? In anything you do, huwag kayong masyadong magpapa-affect emotionally. Dapat stable. Yun yung i-train yung sarili nyo. Dapat ano lang kayo. No? Hindi kayo madaling ma-excite. No? Dapat ano lang, kalmado lang. Hindi kayo madaling ma-frustrate, dapat kalmado lang. Di ba? Kasi wala naman talagang unless tumama ka talaga ng loto na 1 million pesos, excited ka na talaga doon. Pero madalang naman talaga sa buhay yung magiging excited ka, super excited. Dapat kalmado ka lang palagi. Yun yung some people learn it when they grow up. No, when they are old, tsaka lang nila natututunan yun. When some people, bata pa lang alam na yun, ano? Pero that's the general advice. Huwag kayong masyadong emotional. Mas maraming advantage pag hindi masyadong emotional. Okay? Let's proceed. Okay, this is tatandaan niyo pa ba yung lumindol sa Japan? 2011. Lumindol sa Japan noong 2011, merong nuclear plant, yung Fukushima nuclear plant na na-damage. So, it released radioactive material. So, pag nag-release kasi ng radioactive material, yung isang pinakamalaking problema dyan is the strontium-90. Na strontium-90 yung radioactive material. If we're going to take a look at the periodic table of elements, yung strontium-90, group mate siya ng calcium. Ito di ba? Ito yung saan ba yung calcium? Ito, no? Di ba? Yung B, magdusa ka, Senyora Barbara. Di ba? Group 2 sila, no? So, ito yung calcium, ito yung strontium. So, alam niyo naman, yung mga baka, yung baka, kumakain sila ng damo, no? So, yun yung nangyari kasi nung panahon ng Chernobyl. Pagsabog ng Chernobyl, di ba, kapitbahay lang ng Russia ang Europe, ano? So, yung mga baka sa Europe, kumain sila ng damo na may strontium-90 kasi na-absorb din siya ng plant, no? Akala ng plant calcium yan. Na-absorb din siya ng plant. Tapos yung plant, yung mga grasses, nakain ng baka. So yung baka ngayon, siyempre they are producing milk. Yung milk nagkaroon ng radioactive material. So, Chernobyl probably hindi niyo pa rin alam. Noon, merong isang gatas na what do you call it? Yung parang nagkaroon siya ng ng radioactive substance. Birch tree. Yung birch tree. So, pina-pull out yun sa market. Because of it contains strontium-90 from Chernobyl. So, ganun din yung worry nila sa Japan. Baka yung mga gatas na galing sa Japan magkaroon yan. So the half-life of strontium-90 is 28.78 years. So hindi naman siya ganun ka-stable. Mabilis lang siyang mawala. Strontium-90 is quite similar to calcium. It found its way from grasses to milk and can possibly cause cancer to humans. Nagkakos kasi siya ng cancer. So in 2011, a 9.0 magnitude earthquake hits Japan, causing nuclear waste leaking from Fukushima nuclear plant. So calculate the percent of strontium-90 from the Fukushima nuclear plant that is still present in 2021. Can you solve this? Solve this problem? Meron nga daw. Oo nga, hindi ko pa napapanood. Panood ko lang yung movie, yung may mga monster. Meron nga ang series nga ata sa Netflix. I will check it. Okay, so try to solve this. Marunong naman kayong magbilang siguro kung ilang taon na, no? Wag na kayong gumamit ng decimal. Huwag niyo hindi ko naman mention dito kung anong month sumabog, ano? So basta yung year na lang, it's 2011 tapos ngayon ay 2021. So ilang percent pa ng strontium yung present sa area, no? Okay, so please try to solve this. Okay, and then I'm going to share this. I'm going to make a bin sa BBL itong problem nito. Yeah, solve nyo lang. Diretso sa calculator kung kaya nyo. Isang formula lang naman yan, di ba? Dalawa pala, sorry, dalawa. Half-life muna, half-life equation. Calculate nyo lang muna yung K. Okay, yan the K. 2011 to 2021. Ilang years yun? 10. Exactly 10. Question is how many percent? Ano? So, 100. Okay? Paki-screenshot, lagay ko lang saan. Okay, screenshot na. Ay, hindi ko napalitan yung pangalan. Please try to solve it. So let's try to solve more first order problem. Let's share my PowerPoint again. Okay. The appropriate unit for first order rate constant are, nani po to kanina. Letter A, molarity per second. Letter B, 1 per molarity per second. Letter C, 1 tapos divided by second. Or D, 1 meter squared per letter. Kata niyo ito kanina, di ba? Kasi di ba, the way to solve this is kung hindi niyo matandaan, kung hindi niyo matandaan, you can solve this as kasi di ba ang rate ay equal kasi pag first order, di ba? It's like this, concentration of rate. So, anbawa, hinahanap yung unit ng K. So, ang rate ng K is always rate divided by concentration of rate. Tapos palagi kong sinasabi sa inyo, you need to remember na ang rate, palaging ang unit niyan ay palaging molarity per second. So, tapos ang A naman, concentration, palagi siyang molarity. So, pag kinancel niyo yung molarity, ang magiging unit ng K ay okay. So that also work from the second order. Pag second order, ito magiging squared, ito squared, magiging m squared, magkakaroon ng m dito. Ano? Ganun lang yun. Okay. Very good, Gio. Paolo. Very good. A city's water supply is contaminated with a toxin at a concentration of 0.63 milligram per liter. Fortunately, this toxin decomposes to safe mixture of product by first order kinetics with a rate of constant of 0.27 per day. No? How long will it take for half of the toxin to decompose? So, half-life. Ano? Half-life yung tinatanong. Anong formula natin ng half-life? Half-life is equals to ln2 divided by k. So, puro days naman, So, substitute nyo lang, ln2. Anong k natin? 0.27 per day. How many days ang half-life? Anong letter? What's your answer? Letter? Yep. Letter E. Very good, Gio. Very good, John. Very good, Emmanuel. This is 2.57, di ba? So this is approximately 2.6 days. Kaya? The half-life for a first order reaction is 45 minutes. What is the rate constant in units of per second? Ganun ulit. Formula ulit, then conversion. Diba ang formula natin ng half-life? ln2 divided by k. Okay? So ang half-life niya, 45 minutes. Per second. So convert nyo lamang to. Convert nyo na agad to. 45 minutes, 60 seconds. Okay, can use SIP solve. You can use cross multiplication. Bahala na kayo. Basta pindot na lang naman sa calculator ang problema din. Di ba? Halimbawa, cross multiplication. So ln2 okay, divided by 60 divided by 45. You got something like, anong answer? Anong letter? Anyone? Yes, very good. Letter C, ano? Very good, Gio. Very good, John. Check mo, Emmanuel. I'm also getting letter C. Kasi ang K, using my calculator, I'm getting 2.567 times 10 to the minus 4 per second. So ito yung malapit. 2.6 letter C. Question? Do you have any question? Titira pa ba sa inyo? Pero okay ng dalawa. At 25 degrees Celsius, the rate constant for the first order decomposition of a pesticide solution is 6.4 times 10 to the minus 3 per minute. If the starting concentration of pesticide is 0.0314, what concentration will remain after 62 minutes? So, equation natin dito is A sub O, E to the negative K times T. So, ito yung hinahanap. A. A sub O is 0.0314 molar. Tama? Tapos E, yung K natin is negative 6.4 times 10 to the minus 3 per minute. So, 62 minutes times 62 minutes. Cancel ito. Unitless. So, 0.0314 times shift E negative 62 times 6.4 minus 3. Yun. Yung sagot. Letter. Yep, very good. Letter D. Very good, Jamila. Very good, Gio. Very good, John Paolo. Very good, Emmanuel. Very good, Carla. Diba? You're supposed to get something like A. Ang lumabas sa calculator ko ay 0.0211. 0.0211. This is similar to this. Of course, this is similar. Okay. Dali lang naman Okay naman. Get some paper, calculator, pencils. I'll try this one. A certain first order reaction A to B is 25% complete in 42 minutes at 25 degrees Celsius. So the question is, what is the half-life of the reaction? Dun, dun, dun. Dun, dun, dun. Ano pa Jeopardy? Paki-input sa ano ha, sa BIM, sa BBL. Sandali lang. Okay, if you're done with this, try to solve this, the other one, the last one. Ito. Okay, paki-screenshot na lang. Ayun naman to eh.
May mga lobang jeepney.
Ano?
Mga jeepney, may mga lobas sila specific.
Jeepney?
Oo.
Anong lo? Diyan yung jeepney.
Ano, parang kasi nagtatanong ng ano, parang kung may mga laws daw tungkol sa mga jeepney drivers, lalo na ngayong pandemic.
Oo no. Di ba dapat nakaano sila? Kamas.
Ah,
Okay. Pakipasok na lang yung mga answer sa BBL. Tapos, I will see you again on ibang araw na yun? Thursday, ano? We'll continue with the second order and the zero order on Thursday. Wait. Do you have any concerns? Do you have any question? Ay, attendance pala. I'm going to check your attendance before we go. Ano? Dali lang ha. I'm going to check your attendance. Nikki Abdon. Can you hear me? Aphrodite, Christiana Adviento.
Present po.
Adrian Alaras.
Present po, sir.
Kyla Balisteros.
Present, sir.
Shanlane Barbastro.
Present po.
Jose Marie Bileno. Concert pa. Teresa Paula Burlongan.
Present po.
Vanessa Buenconsejo.
Present po.
Patricia Sophia Capula.
Present, sir.
Dominic Centeno.
Present po.
Princess May Ceres.
Present po.
Jane Kimberly Collado.
Present po.
John Limuel de los Reyes.
Present po.
Justin Dublin.
Present po.
Kian James Francisco. Kian.
Present po.
Daniel Joseph Hison. Kyle Terence Javier.
Present po.
Bea Lamino.
Present po.
Jamila Wayne Lim.
Present po.
Angela May Llames.
Present, sir.
Alexandra Nicole Lusterio.
Present po.
John Paolo Masereno.
Present, sir.
Crystal Alodi Magtalas.
Present, sir.
John Paul Manapat.
Present po.
Eberlyn Manriquez. Eberlyn.
Present po.
Kissy May Pedrosa.
Present po.
Christine Joy Pelicano. Christine. Chelsea Petarial.
Present po.
Angela Nadine Peconada.
Present po.
Cedric Jan Kikay.
Present po.
Vicky Marie Kilo.
Present po.
Rica Joyce Ramilo.
Present po.
Aina Jem Hyacinth Remo. Aina. John Ezekiel Resurrection.
Present, sir.
Richard Ryan Reyes.
Present po, sir.
Carla Jasmine Salazar.
Present, sir.
Lian Justin Salundaga.
Present po.
Tangab. Kim.
Present po.
Raira San Jose.
Present po.
John Rex Tadena.
Present po, sir.
Emmanuel Tixon.
Present po, sir.
Maria Clarissa Francesca Tolentino.
Present po.
Gio Andre Torres.
Present po, sir.
Christopher John Tuason.
Present po.
Lalaine Tumblos.
Present po.
Chelsea Mai Cabiado.
Present po.
Tisha Villena. Tisha. Christian Benson. Miss D.
Present po.
Angelica Nalayap.
Present po.
Okay. So, I will see you again on Thursday. Sa babay na muna. Ingat.